Without further ado, and thank you for being so patient, it's the woman who's taking care of all of our kids here in College Point with the help of her principals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Daniel Domingo, the Community Superintendent of School District 25. Thank you, everyone.
I will speak very quickly so I can answer questions, and if I speak too much, just let me know, because I have a tendency to ramble. So I want to thank Jennifer for having me here tonight, and Catherine, thank you. That picture is part of the work that you helped do with our community, that's College Point Collaborative, so we're excited to talk about tonight. Elizabeth, thank you so much. And one of the things that I think is really important is to just talk about food pantries. When I was younger, I grew up with my mother working in a food pantry, so I know the hard work that goes into it and the important part, an important role that they play in communities, both pre-pandemic and during the pandemic. And I know that a lot of our families needed your help during this time, so I want to thank you for that. And thank you for whoever made these bags of candy. Candy is my favorite, but my all-time favorite candy, Sour Patch Kids, was in here, so thank you for that. Don't leave any on the seats because I might eat it. Okay, so tonight we are here to talk about Community School District 25. We are really excited about the work that's happening across our community, and I was very happy to be here tonight because I did receive a lot of information and resources that I know we can work with our communities to support our schools. So I just want to give a little bit of information about Community School District 25. We have 36 schools that serve students in grades 3 through 8. I am not the superintendent of high schools in New York City. That is a different superintendency. We have 4 schools in College Point, and before I talk about them, one of the things that I do want to put out to the community is that all District 25 schools are in need of substitute teachers, of school aides, and of paraprofessionals. So if anyone out here tonight is interested, please reach out to schools that you think might be a good fit for you and let them know that you're interested. Or you can always send a resume to my office. Any resume I get, I send out to all 36 of our schools. So we have a lot of job opportunities happening in the Department of Education for District 25. We have 4 schools in College Point: PS 29, which serves pre-K to 5, PS 129, which serves our 3K program. College Point is actually housing 3 of our 7 3K programs that we just opened this year, so we're really excited about that. So 3K to 5 is 129, and MS 379 is our middle school that we recently opened 5 years ago. We're really excited to be able to offer that to the College Point community. We fought really hard as a community education council and my superintendency to be able to provide middle schools for our College Point students should they choose. And we house our District 25 Pre-K Center. It is one of only 2 in the entire district, and it serves grades 3K and Pre-K. So here are the programs that we offer across Community School 25. We have bilingual programs in Spanish, Chinese, and Korean. Up until recently, we housed one of the only Korean dual language programs in the East Coast at PS 32. Foreign language courses that we offer are Spanish, Chinese, and Korean, and our Regents Acceleration is offered in all middle and K-8 schools. So any student in District 25 that is interested in taking a Regents Acceleration course will have access to that, should they choose. We have equity and excellence initiatives that we are supporting in District 25, which is Algebra for All, which starts in 5th grade, where we support our students in gaining the algebra skills that they would need to take the Algebra Regents in 8th grade. We also have started accelerated math programs through Bank Street in many of our elementary schools. We have computer science for all programs and civics for all programs across the district. So one of the things that I'm here to talk to all of us tonight, and before I do so, I do want to introduce one of our Community Education Council members who is here, Anne-Marie Knabel. Thank you for being here tonight. One of the things that we are always looking for in District 25 is space to build schools, and I know that many of you have heard that. College Point is one of those areas where we do need to continue to support our community and working with the School Construction Authority to see whenever possible we can create space for our students. There are 17 buildings in District 25 operating at over 120% overutilization. District 25 is one of the most overcrowded districts in the city. We're really excited about that because that means people want to live in our community and our students want to go to our schools. But we will continue to work with School Construction Authority to make sure that our students have opportunities. PS 129 has just finished its second extension to support our students. So that's why they're not on the list, because they are not overutilized. So we have created more spaces and opportunities for our students. Schools in these buildings are typically able to accommodate all of their own students through efficient programming and class sections, but what we want to be able to do is offer our students the wonderful opportunities that come with expanding our programs. PS 129 has an art gallery where students work within the hallway to create artwork. They have a dance room. They have STEM labs, so we are going to continue to work to make sure that we have opportunities for land and space in our schools. The School Construction Authority does visit our Community Education Council meetings, which are held the first Wednesday of every month. And one of the things that they really want to do is hear from the community as to the needs in terms of our students and expanding their schools. Okay, so the capital funded plans, School Construction Authority has allocated funding for us in this area, Beechhurst, College Point, and Whitestone, for 2580 seats. And even with all of the projects that we're doing, we are still short 1,019 seats in this area, which does encompass Beechhurst, College Point, and Whitestone. But it is a priority, and it is something that we are going to continue to work towards. Okay, Lewis, here we go. So I know specifically tonight we wanted to talk about homecoming. We were really excited as a district to be able to open all of our schools 5 days a week. We were one of the very few districts that were able to do that starting last January because we believe that it's really important for our students to spend time in schools. We wanted to talk tonight about some of our homecoming health and safety guidelines that are happening across all of our schools. We have daily health screening that all our students take, but so does every person that is entering the building must complete a health screening form prior to entering the school building each day. In terms of vaccinations, all adults, staff, and visitors must show proof of at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccination to enter a DOE building. Face coverings and PPE, all students, staff, and visitors must wear face covering when riding on school buses and anywhere on school property, indoors and outdoors, regardless of vaccination status. Physical distancing in school. So we follow the guidelines for the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, which recommends schools maintain at least 3 feet of physical distance between students in classrooms to reduce transmission risk. So myself and people from my office have visited every school in the district, and we have done an evaluation of ensuring that all of these health and safety guidelines are being administered, and that included a review of classrooms to check out the physical distancing that was happening in schools. Ventilation in every single classroom across the city and in every single classroom in this district has been inspected, updated, and repaired as needed. Every DOE room in use by students and staff for extended periods of time has fully operational ventilation through either natural, mechanical, or a combination of means. All classrooms and common areas, such as auditoriums and gyms, have had hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes available. High-touch areas, such as doorknobs and water fountains, are cleaned multiple times throughout the day, and each classroom is deep cleaned and disinfected daily using electrostatic technology. We are continuing our COVID-19 testing in schools. Every school will randomly test on a weekly basis unvaccinated students who have submitted consent for testing. And we do highly recommend to all of our parents who have not to please submit consent for testing. It is really helping keep our schools open. Testing is conducted at a threshold of 10% of unvaccinated students per school population. Positive cases in closure and quarantines. I do want to say, and I'm happy to say, that classroom closures and quarantines are getting better across our district. Vaccinated and unvaccinated students who are wearing face coverings and have maintained at least 3 feet of distance from a student who tests positive will not be considered close contacts and will not have to quarantine. Fully vaccinated staff and students will not be required to quarantine, even if identified as a close contact. Schools will only be closed when it is determined by the Department of Health that there is a widespread transmission in the school. We have not had any of those this year, and with health and safety measures in place, we expect that school closures are limited. So this is just an announcement of monthly public meetings. Community Education Council District 25, as I said, meets the first Wednesday of every month. The meetings are all held at Linden Place, which is not far from here. District 25 President's Council are the presidents of all of our PTAs across the district, and that is also public meetings. And our District 25 leadership team is held the first Tuesday of every month at 9 o'clock, and that is a public meeting as well. You can visit our website at www.d25.nyc for all this information, and it's also the best way to get in contact with us. Louis is here tonight. He is very attentive to our website, and he will make sure that he gets back to any community member that has a question or concern. Everything that you need is online, www.d25.nyc, information about all of our schools, all of our public meetings, and even recordings of our public meetings if anyone's interested to watch. So please visit our website and use the side navigation bar. If you do not have access to technology, you can always call the district at 718-281-7605, and there's a member of my staff that's available to help. Important upcoming dates: Election Day. All of our students will have remote asynchronous instruction for students, and it is a professional development day for teachers. November 3rd and November 4th, elementary schools and K-8 schools have parent-teacher conferences. November 10th, high schools, K-12 and 6-12 schools will have parent-teacher conferences. November 11th, Veterans Day, schools closed. November 12th, high schools, K-12 and 6-12 schools have parent-teacher conferences. And the 17th and 18th, middle and District 25 schools will have parent-teacher conferences. Okay, once again, this is a way to contact D25. That's actually Lewis's Google Voice number. So you could call 718-281-7605, but you can also call Lewis 24 hours a day. He is there to get you a call at 850-3048. And these are the ways that you can email us. You can always check us out on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, that's it, right? Okay. So I'm open for any questions.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have questions for our superintendent?
I can speak loudly.
No, they can't hear you online without the speaker.
Okay. My question is, if the parents and visitors have to have at least 1 dose of the vaccine to enter the school buildings, how are parent-teacher conference nights or events happening if they can't go in and speak to the teachers?
Sure, I can speak.
Can I steal your mic?
I did.
Yes, so parent-teacher conferences are virtual this year. So, and then if a parent would want to request a meeting with a teacher, they can call the school to request a one-on-one meeting with that teacher, but they would have to be vaccinated in order to enter the building.
So everything is virtual.
Yeah.
Question specific to students in College Point is around the middle school. I know that both of our elementary elementary schools. 129 was just recently expanded, and the MS 379 does not have the capacity for our elementary school students moving in. Is there any talk within the district about expanding that school specifically?
So we have monthly meetings with the district planning, which is, district planning is the part of the DOE that does look at the number of students and the needs for seats, as well as SEA. So they are aware that if anything does become available in terms of real estate, that we would like it to be considered for schools in our district. They don't really tell us when they are negotiating in terms of getting those pieces of property, but I have heard that there's a lot happening in College Point, that they have some prospects around being able to expand. They're looking into it. They only let us know when they do have the space, and they say, okay, fill it. And we're happy to do it.
Anyone else? Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you